Welcome to Caroline's Library, where we dive into the world of manga, anime, and more. Today, it is time to talk about my favorite manga series. We've got incredible world building, a unique power system, interesting characters, detailed art, and so much more. We are talking about Gachiakuta, a series that just won 3 Crunchyroll Anime Awards for Best Background Art, Best Character Designs, and Best New Series. So let's dumpster dive into this trash heap of a world with a quick, high-level summary of Chapter 1. The story begins on the Sphere, a floating island that moves around the globe. The Sphere society is split into the haves and have-nots, where barriers physically separate the wealthy from the poor. This is where we meet Rudo, a teenager with an obsession for trash. Living on the poor side of town with his adoptive father Recto, Rudo's days often include dumpster diving to find worthwhile items to bring home and repair. It's not a fun or easy life, but at least he's got Recto. Well, that is until Rudo is blamed and convicted for a crime that he did not commit. And his craptastic life somehow manages to get worse because on the Sphere, criminals are punished by being dropped off the floating island to the surface of the planet, a toxic, polluted wasteland. So if by some miracle you happen to survive the fall, the planet is not exactly a hospitable place, which Rudo quickly realizes because somehow he's managed to survive the freefall only to instantly have to fight for his life on the ground. With the desire for revenge fueling his determination to live, he discovers what the ground is really like and what he must do to survive. Oh, and did I mention that all of this happens in the first chapter? Cool, so with that review behind us, let's take a look at how this manga has become one of my absolute favorites, starting off with the story's world building. In Gachiakuta, the entire world revolves around the idea of disposal, not just trash, but people, which leads to some dark themes like inequality and injustice to cruelty and abuse. We get a taste of it in the first chapter where the Sphere's law enforcement upholds a perverse idea of law and order for the poor side of town, where fair trials are replaced with show trials that provide a sort of sickening entertainment to the masses, and there is little concern for finding the truth. At the end of the day, it's a simple philosophy: out of sight, out of mind. Any potential quality of life on the ground is of little concern to those on the Sphere. This dismissive and indifferent mentality results in an absolute nightmare of a society. But the people who manage to survive on the ground do have one advantage, and that is Gachiakuta's absolutely incredible power system. In this world, there is a mysterious power source known as thought. Thought can accumulate in objects over time and can turn into energy known as anima. Usually these objects are people's sentimental items that they've loved and cared for throughout their life. Essentially, these things develop a soul, and certain people on the ground known as givers have the ability to turn their sentimental object with enough anima into a vital instrument, and we're introduced to some truly amazing characters and their epic vital instruments, like Engine's umbrella, Tamsi's spindle, and Remlin's pen. My personal favorite so far? A plunger, which led to a truly hilarious interaction. And remember how the ground is covered in trash? Well, that trash also has the ability to accumulate anima to turn into trash beasts, and the only things capable of defeating trash beasts are, you guessed it, vital instruments. So these givers and their vital instruments are essential on the ground if they hope to fight off these aggressive trash beasts. So cue some amazing battles between givers and these human-hating monsters. Now, back to our recently banished Rudo. Luckily, he won't be alone on the ground for long because Rudo is quickly discovered and recruited by a group of givers known as the Cleaners. And with that, we meet a truly amazing cast of characters who help Rudo start his personal growth journey. With each character interaction, Rudo learns the value of friendship, acceptance, and trust. But it's not just Rudo who has a strong character arc. With each volume, we learn more about other characters' backstories and struggles that add depth to the story. As for my personal favorites, we've got Engine, a giver and one of the leaders in the Cleaners who acts as a sort of mentor for Rudo, Tomei, a supporter in the Cleaners who helps to document information on trash beasts, and Kuro, the information broker. We don't see much of him, but he makes a lasting impression and is shrouded in mystery. And there are so many others that I hope we have more time with either in the future or through flashbacks, like Momoa and Recto. As for pacing, the mangaka does a great job of balancing intense action scenes and lighthearted day-to-day moments for character development and world building. They also beautifully balance plot transparency, where some parts of the story are immediately explained, while others are left as a mystery to pique your curiosity. And this incredible story is brought to life with truly epic art. The background details, character designs, action scenes, the mangaka really went above and beyond with their level of detail, and some panels are truly frame-worthy. As for the anime, it is a phenomenal adaptation, and like I mentioned earlier, it's so good that it won 3 Crunchyroll Awards in 2026. Plus, the soundtrack is perfect. So we've got awesome world building, unique characters, a fascinating power system, strong pacing, epically designed art, and an award-winning anime adaptation. But this story is not without its flaws. In particular, a plot convenience flaw. From a lucky rescue to a quick search, there are times when the author pushes the story along in ways that are just too convenient. I mean, even the characters are commenting on it. Silver lining to this is that it helps with the pacing, so, there's just some really lucky characters in this series. Alright, so to wrap this up, if you're looking for a story with incredible world building, interesting characters, and a unique power system, look no further because Gachiakuta is it. I highly recommend reading this manga to fully appreciate the top-notch quality of this story. Thanks for popping on to watch this review, and until next time, happy reading!